am so hyped for dinner tonight. So tonight I made some spiced chickpeas, some white rice, which I'm going to mix in this sauce that I made with Greek yogurt, garlic, lemon juice, and dill. I made some pickled red onion. I'm sauteing some zucchini, and I have feta. And I put all that into a wrap for today, and then for work for the next few days, we'll have them as bowls. My house smells so good right now. Vlog. I have an exciting week ahead of me. It's not until the end of the week, but still I am very much looking forward to it. I'm going to a concert this week. It is one that I was so hyped for, but then I missed out on tickets because they all got scooped up by scalpers within like a couple days of the tickets being on sale, and I was furious because the tickets were $40. $40. That's it. They were so cheap, and then they got scooped up so fast, and they were being resold for $180, and I was pissed that I couldn't go, but I managed to find a ticket for $75 instead, so I grabbed that real quick, and I'm staying in a hostel in Toronto. So on Sunday this week, I am going to go see Rome's and Des Rocs. I'm not really sure how to say his name. I think it's Des Rocs, maybe. I don't know. Either way, two artists that I have been obsessed with for so long, and they're touring together. Like, that's crazy to me. I'm so excited to go see them, and they're playing at this teeny tiny little dive bar in Toronto. It's one of my favorite venues for small concerts. It's gonna be a blast. I can't wait for it. It's been way too long since I went and spent a night in Toronto. Other exciting news, it's not going to be happening until June, but tonight me and my friend booked a trip to Halifax, Nova Scotia. We're taking our first little vacation together. It's just for 2 nights, so it won't be like a very long trip, but it'll be awesome to get away for a little bit. It's for their 30th birthday. I can't wait to go celebrate with them. It'll be my first time in any of the eastern provinces of Canada, so that'll be really exciting as well. So yeah, it's been a great day. Love that for me. In terms of reading plans this week, so right now I'm in the middle of 2 things. So I am reading Married to the Alien Cowboy by Ursa, who is an author that I'd heard about years ago. I've kind of seen her books around here and there, and then I learned that she is actually married to my boss. So that's cool. I started at my new job in August of last year. My boss was talking about how his wife is an author, and I'm like, oh, like, what's her name? Maybe I've heard of her. And he was like, oh, it's Ursa, and I'm like, pardon? I know her. That's cool. So I'm finally reading one of her books to kind of give her a shot, and I am having a great time. This is so much fun. It's a sci-fi alien romance about a mail order bride program for these alien convicts on a different planet, and the main character is a human who is on the run from some loan sharks, so she volunteers for the bride program and goes out to marry some random alien that she's never met and has never even seen a photo of what the race of aliens look like. It's a complete surprise when she gets to the planet, and things go from there. and so far, I am 32% of the way in right now and having so much fun with it. The author is hysterical. Her writing is so funny. I love the main character. She's very anxious and like kind of babbles a lot, but she's also very strong and knows how to take care of herself. So I'm definitely having a good time with her and with the book as a whole at the moment. Can't wait to get more into it and see where things go from there. And then I'm also reading Faebound by Saara El-Arifi, doing that one over audio, and I am currently 19% of the way through. I'm having an okay time with it, not amazing. I do see what people mean when they compare this one to The Final Strife by this author. I love that series, and so far this book is definitely not that. But it's not really fair to expect an author to do the same thing over and over and over again. This is definitely more of a different genre of book. Where The Final Strife is like a solid fantasy, I would call Faebound a more fantasy romance. So of course it's going to be a different writing style and that kind of thing. But for me, the romance part of it is not the strongest part so far. Things are a little bit insta-love, and that's not really my favorite thing in the world. But the world building is very good, and I'm interested in the magic system, and I do like the characters. So we'll see where things go with this one. And then finally for right now, today I finished, at long last, I finished reading The Hunger of the Gods by Gwynne. It took me 20 days to read this book. That is so long for me. I don't mind taking my time with a book once in a while, but like for me, taking my time means a week, maybe a week and a half, But 20 days? Oh my god. I know it's because I was moving. I was very busy. I did not have the time to be reading, especially like a really chunky book like this. So I understand why it took me so long, but still, oh my god. I am not a very patient person. I like long, chunky fantasy books. I don't mind that it takes me longer to read them. But when I'm in the same world and the same story, I start to get bored and kind of antsy to move on to the next thing. And that was definitely happening with this book. Even though I was thoroughly enjoying every second of this book, it was so well done. The plot was amazing. The characters are great. I loved seeing where things went. I was just along for the ride for this whole book, and it was great. It was so well done. Even though I loved everything about it, I was still starting to get desperate to move on to a new story because it was so many days in a row of picking up the same story, because I did read a little bit every single day. Most days was around 50 pages, sometimes a bit less, sometimes a bit more, but usually around 50. And it's like every single day for 20 days in a row. That was a lot. But it's finally done. I'm happy about it. I haven't put it through Cowboy yet, but I'm thinking it'll probably get a 4-star. I did love this book, but book 1 was significantly better. I think it was just more engaging. Part of that rating may just come from the fact that it did take me so long to read it, which is not the book's fault, but regardless, that was my feelings on it. And obviously 4 stars is a fantastic rating. But book 1, I think I gave a 4.5 or a 5-star, one of the two. I think it was 4.5 stars. Now I'm curious, what did I give that? Yeah, I gave book 1 a 4.5 stars. So just a little bit of a lower rating for book 2. I just found that it was a little bit less engaging, but otherwise, phenomenal read. Had a great time with it. And while I'm definitely excited to get to book 3, I'm also happy to have a bit of a break from the series for a little while. Book 3 we'll read in, I think, May and June for Catch Up Book Club, I'm pretty sure. Somewhere around there. But yeah, happy to have finished that one and I can move on to the next thing. I'm going to wait to finish one of my 2 current reads before I pick something off of my shelf, which will be... I don't know. I actually have no idea what I'm going to pick next, but something. My TBR for the month is not very complete. I've read so little in the last couple of weeks just because, again, I've been moving, so I've been very busy. It's already April 14th, and I've only finished 5 books so far this month, and 2 of those were very short graphic novels. So I have not done the most reading this month. But that is okay. I'll catch up, and if I don't, who cares? It does not matter. Anyways, those are the updates for right now. It's like 10:30. I should probably try and get to bed early for once. I have a busy day tomorrow. I have to go to the vet before work to pick up some cat food and then make my way over to work for a full shift, come home and do some more unpacking. I didn't do any unpacking tonight because I was busy. I was on the phone with my friend planning our trips. Didn't have any time to do that. I also still have no Wi-Fi, so last week's vlog, I have no idea when that's going up or when I could even post anything else. I've been using my phone's hotspot to be able to use my TV, but for some reason my desktop will not connect to my hotspot, so I can't do anything, and I'm mad about it. So I have no clue when last week's vlog is going up and no idea when I'll get back to any kind of regularly scheduled video. But I have several vlogs that are pretty much done. I just can't get onto my computer to edit them and post them right now, so they're just kind of sitting in my camera. So that's annoying, but it's okay. I will post things eventually whenever I can, and in the meantime I'll just have a backlog of vlogs until my Wi-Fi is fixed. But I'll leave that there and we will chat later on. Hello, how we doing? It is Friday, I think. Probably Friday. I still don't have internet, so I still haven't been able to edit or post last week's vlog or any other videos that I have, and I'm really annoyed about it. They were supposed to show up last night and they did not. So now they're maybe coming on Saturday, maybe coming on Sunday. Who knows? I am very irritated by it, but it is what it is. I'll get Wi-Fi eventually. I am now out of phone data as well, so my evenings are just spent not doing much. I've been doing lots of reading at home, so at least there's that. Speaking of which, I have finished a couple things since last we spoke. So last night I finished both Faebound and Married to the Alien Cowboy. Married to the Alien Cowboy was so much fun. I loved this book. It was hilarious. I loved the characters. I loved how awkward they were. I love books where you have like a human and a non-human character kind of becoming friends or whatever, when neither of them have any idea what the other's culture is like. I just think it's so much fun. So it's a lot of miscommunication, but in a really funny way, where in this case, the main character thought the guy just hated her because of how he was acting towards her. And when she told him that, he was like, what are you talking about? Like, that's how I show affection. And she's like, oh, good to know. So it's just really silly and funny. The writing was great. She is hysterical. The author is so funny, and I did not expect that. Loved where the plot went. I thought it was really interesting and engaging. It was, of course, predictable, but when I go into books like this, I'm not really looking for some brand new, never heard of before plotline. I'm just looking for a good time, and that definitely it provided. So I gave this one a solid 4-star, and I'll absolutely be continuing in the series at some point in the near future. Unfortunately, this was not the case for Faebound. I didn't actively dislike it, but it also wasn't great. I think the world and the magic system was absolutely the strongest part of this book, but unfortunately the rest of it kind of fell flat for me. I liked the characters but didn't feel strongly towards any of them. The plot was good, but it was super predictable. The moment certain characters were introduced, it was like, ah yes, this person is going to betray you. And I was right for every single one of those scenarios, so nothing really felt like any kind of a surprise. I didn't dislike either of the romances that were happening, but I didn't really care about them either, so nothing about this really made me care about it a lot. So I'm not mad that I read it, but I'm definitely not going to continue on with the series. I think right now it's 3 books. I think there's a 4th book scheduled, but I forget. So that is just far too many books for me to want to continue. If it was just a duology, I would probably read book 2, but not for 3 books or even 4 books. That is far too much to only kind of like something for me. So sadly, I'm going to leave that one there, but I am still very excited to read Cleopatra by this author. I think, or at least I hope, that book is going to be a bit more up my alley, which I think that one's out now, I'm pretty sure, isn't it? Yes, that one came out at the end of February, so I can pick that one up hopefully sometime soon. That would be ideal, but who knows? I'll get to it when I get to it. Anyways, that was a very quick update, but I do have to get ready for work and get going. I have started a new audiobook. It's Satisfaction Guaranteed by Karelia Stetz-Waters, but I'm reading that one for a different vlog. And then on my bus to work today, I'm going to be starting Horsefly by this person's name who I still haven't figured out how to pronounce. So I'll be starting this one sometime this morning. But yeah, that'll do it for right this second. So we'll check back in sometime later on this weekend. Okay, pardon the terrible lighting, but I'm all cozy on the couch and didn't want to go and get my light. Wow, my hair is a disaster. Cool, that's fine. I just wanted to pop in real quick because I have started reading Daggermouth by HM Wolfe. I'm currently on chapter 3. It was not on my TBR for this month, but everyone has been talking about this book and I couldn't stop thinking about it, so I picked it up. It's on Kindle Unlimited and I have a free trial for that right now. I'm loving this book already. It is very dark, very gritty. I love the writing style. I'm really intrigued by the characters. It's a dark dystopian romance. I'm assuming it's going to be a romance. Everyone's been calling it romance, so I'm assuming at some point these two characters are going to fall in love, but they are very much on opposite sides of a war. They live in this very gritty city that is divided by walls. It's like, I guess, like different sections of the city is all kind of sectioned off, and the one main character is the heir to this empire that is like so oppressive of everybody else below them, and including themselves as well. They're also very oppressed, but like it's being done to themselves. This main character is actually the one who's in charge of performing the executions of anyone who rebels in any way. Hi, Tony. Hi. Hi, buddy. Hello. Hi. Tony's here. But yeah, so he's doing that, and that's actually how the book opens, which was really cool. And then the other main character is oh my god, thank you. And then the other main character is one of the rebels, and she's just been given a job to go and kill the other main character. So I really can't wait to find out where this story goes from here. It's quite long. This book is almost 700 pages, and I'm just doing the ebook, no audiobook, so it'll probably take me quite a while to get through it. But I am very excited for it. I'm about to get even cozier on the couch. I'm freezing right now, so I'm getting all covered in blankets shortly. Grab a cup of tea. This guy wants to cuddle, clearly, so we'll get nice and cozy together, and I'm just going to read until I fall asleep, basically. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'll let you know what I think of it once I get farther into it.
Still waiting like a lamb to the slaughter, 'cause your God believe you. Whoa. Wait a second. I want to do something a little different then, okay? I'm going to split this in half, right down the middle. On the left side, I want you to hit me with this. Not that. I want you to hit me with, whoa! 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 Hurry up, don't hurry, drain my blood till there's nothing left. Maybe I won't repent, leave a line at the butcher's end. Maybe I the light, the heat, the spark, the heat, the I am the lightning. Thank you so much, Toronto. You've been fucking amazing. I need you to rock out one more time. Can you do it?
Just finished the concert. Oh my god, it was so good. I'll talk more about it later, but I am just like grinning ear to ear. This concert was incredible. I cannot get over how amazing this guy's voice is. I had the best time ever. Hello, happy Monday. It's time to wrap up the weekly vlog. I just got home from my trip in Toronto and I'm just gonna go over everything that I bought while I was down there, even though most of it was today and it's like should technically be in like next week's vlog, but I'm just gonna count it as part of this week's vlog because it's the same trip, so whatever, it doesn't actually matter. here's what I got. So I ended up going to David's Tea. There isn't one in my city anymore, so whenever I'm in Toronto, I try to go down and at least get a couple of things. I got a refill of Pumpkin Earl Grey, which is my favorite Earl Grey that I get from David's Tea. And then I also got a peanut butter brownie, which is a black tea as well. And then there's the Too Good To Go app, which is an app where like restaurants and bakeries and that kind of thing, they can put out little surprise bags of things that didn't sell from the day before, rather than those things going into the garbage. And there was a bagel place downtown Toronto that had a bag for $6. So I got 11 bagels for $6, and I love that for me. No idea what kinds these are. It looks like there's definitely poppy seeds, cinnamon, sesame. I think there's some rye ones in here. That one looks like plain. Otherwise, no idea, but I'm gonna freeze one of these. And then I went to my favorite used bookstore downtown. I've been going to them for years, like since I was in university, so probably at least 10 years. I think since first year, so I guess it's been like 12 years. Oh my god, I'm old. I hate that. But I got myself a little stack of books here. I intended to only get one, maybe two, and ended up with 5. It was going to be 4. The B-roll that I showed only had 4, but there was a 5th one at the counter when I was checking out. So I grabbed it. But the ones that I grabbed were What Feasts at Night by T.K. Misher for $8. I've already read this book. I love it. I do want to collect all of T.K. Misher's books, which now is going to bother me because I have books 2 and 3 in this series, but not book 1, so I need to get book 1 at some point soon. But that was a great find for $8. I got Service Model by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I now own 3 of his books and have yet to read any of them or anything from him in general. But this one is highly on my TBR. I want to read this book so badly. It's right up my alley. And I got it for $12. I love humorous sci-fi and books about robots, and this is both of those things. The back of it says it's a delightfully humorous tale of robotic murder. That sounds great to me, so I definitely want to read that one. I grabbed The Jinbot of Shantyport by Sumit Basu, and this one was $11. It's been on my TBR for a hot minute, but I cannot find this book anywhere. None of the library cards that I have this book on either ebook or audiobook, but I found it in hardcover and I wanted to grab it, so I did. And even though I haven't read anything from this author before, I have a feeling that I'm going to love this one. I am so hyped for this one. I found The Genesis of Misery by Neon Yang, and the hardcover edition was only $10, but the paperback was $14. What a steal. Very happy about that. This one, again, has been on my TBR for so long. I have tried reading this book, but I think when I started it like years ago, I just wasn't in the mood for it, so I put it down, but I do want to read this book so badly. I think I'm going to love it. I think I'm going to love everything from this author, to be honest, so I can't wait to get into their books at some point in the hopefully near future. And then finally, the one that was my last minute grab at the front desk was Common Goal by Rachel Reed. I'm honestly not even sure which book this is in the Game Changers series. Oh, this one is the Age Gap romance. So this wasn't my favorite of the series. These are normally priced at $25 for the paperbacks, and I found this one for $11. So even though it's not my favorite in the series, I do want to own it still, and for $11, couldn't say no to that. So there's a little haul stack for you for this little trip out. I definitely got more than I should have, but it's fine. I did put some things back. I had some other things in my hand and I was going to get them all, and I was like, nope, I have to at least kind of behave, and I put back, I think, 2 more things. Hi, Tony. Hi, buddy. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. You're so sweet. Anyways, those are those updates. In terms of reading, can you scoot? With Horsefly, I made some decent progress with it. I'm now on page 96 and having an okay time with it. It's honestly a little boring. This one has 3 POVs in it. One of them, it follows a man in the 1940s who is creating these biochemically engineered horseflies. The present day person follows the grandson of one of the people from the 1940s POV. And then the third POV is the most interesting one, and that is of an actual horsefly who's just like following around the grandson as if it's like a predator stalking its prey, which it kind of is, I guess, just a very tiny predator. Those chapters are excellent. They're good and creepy, very unsettling, so I'm definitely having a good time with those ones. But the other 2/3 of it are quite boring, and I'm not really enjoying it that much, but it's so short that I'm still going to finish it regardless. So we'll see how it goes from there, but I'm just having an okay time with it. And then with Daggermouth, I made a little bit of progress on it, but not a whole lot. I am now 15% of the way through. I just read a little bit yesterday during dinner and then a bit over breakfast this morning, but I have not gotten a lot farther into that one. Still having a great time with it. I'm really enjoying the setting the most. I think the world is the most interesting part of it. The city is really cool. I love this gritty, dark feel to it. I do find the two main characters to be a little bit dramatic, but we'll see how that goes from there. They both have really good reason to be dramatic, but still, it's kind of a lot to read. I'm kind of skimming over the fight scenes and the sex scenes, but everything in the middle of those two things, really enjoying. But yeah, that's the haul. And now for the concert itself, oh man, this was such a good show. I had a blast with it. First of all, the very first opener, their name was King Falcon. They were amazing. I'd never heard of them before. They were so good. They had so much energy. They were so fun. The guys' vocals were excellent. I love their instrumental. Like, all of it was excellent. I'm definitely going to continue listening to them. And then the two bands that I was actually there for was Rome's and Des Rocs. Rome's I've been following for a couple years. Their song Chill the Fuck Out is one of my favorite songs of all time. I listen to it all the time, like obsessively. And their newest album is epic. It is like really heavy electronic EDM mixed with heavy rock. It's so cool, and their show was awesome. The two of them did such a great job. They were so intense. The whole crowd was dancing. They were amazing. But Des Rocs definitely stole the show. I have never seen someone be so full of joy while doing a performance. Like, that was one of the coolest performances of my life. He was so full of energy. He was so excited to be there. He just looked like he was having the best time. Hi, Tony. His vocals are insane. It is really funny. So when he sings, the guy's got a voice like Freddie Mercury. The vibrato of his voice and the cadence of it, he sounds so much like Queen. And the way that he kind of commands the crowd as well is so similar to that. And it was so much fun to watch. But then he talks. And so the guy's from New York. And when he just talks normally, he sounds like a cartoon mobster from the 1950s. And it's hilarious. And then he starts to sing and it's just like angels coming down. It's so funny, but also perfectly suits him somehow too. I had never heard him speak out loud before, so that was quite the surprise when I heard him talk, and I'm like, hello. Like, when did the mafia get here? But yeah, it was such a phenomenal show all around. I can't believe how incredible that man's voice is. It was so much fun. I am so happy that I was able to go. It was definitely worth the price of it. My stay in the hostel was pretty good as well. I was in a room with 4 dudes and all of them snored, but that's besides the point. I did not sleep much at all last night, but that is okay. I'm home now. I'm about to go jump in the shower and probably just collapse on the couch for the rest of the night and hopefully have an early night. Hi, buddy. And clearly, this guy wants some love because he missed me. But yeah, I think I will leave that there. I think that's all that I had to say. So thank you as always for coming along this week. And I hope you've also had a fantastic week. Thanks a bunch for watching, and I will see you in the next video.